Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm KFC Dad and welcome my furry friend.
It's Mind the Silver Fox. What the fuck?
Do you think he looks like a big cat?
We're a big fox.
Yes guys, this is the Mind the Silver Fox YouTube channel, and we do have a third member of the team, and he is our four-legged canine friend
Called Wesley Schnauzer.
and he will also be giving his predictions for the Premier League.
And number 26.
Yeah, for week number 26.
Wesley, Dad, you're not here.
He is here. He is here. He's hiding behind there. Come on out. Come on. Alright, he is here, and we will begin in a minute. Right then, let's do the scores from last week, and it is in third place is Mind the Silver Fox with 124 points. And in second place is Wesley Schnauzer. He has 132 points.
It might be coming for you.
Well, storming ahead still in this league and in the championship is KFC Dad, and KFC Dad has 172 points.
I'm gonna come for you. I know I will get back on it.
You have only got 14 games left, mate. Okay, guys, we are very, very happy, aren't we? We, on our last Premier League prediction vlog, we reached 73 likes. We came over that barrier, that 50 like barrier, and we just want to thank you all for liking and subscribing as well.
And but you're all legends.
Yes, you are all legends. Thank you so much for liking and getting us over that 50 mark. What are we going to go for this one?
70 likes.
70. Okay, we'll go for 70 likes on this Premier League prediction minute. So guys, when you come on, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already.
And put your belt on the bell on.
Yeah, and give us your predictions and tell us if we're going wrong somewhere and you don't agree with our predictions. Okay guys, let's dive into these fixtures. So game number one is...
It's Leicester City versus Brentford under lights at the King Power Stadium, Dad.
Yes, 8 o'clock at the King Power Stadium. This is the first game of the weekend. And, well, Leicester City, our team, in the last game against Arsenal, played really well for 80 minutes. Passed it well. We even had a couple of chances, but we didn't put them away. That Decordova-Reid chance, if he'd have put that away, it could have been something different.
And also indeed a header.
Yeah. Well, and Arsenal, even though they got lots of injuries, they had quality on the bench, and they brought that quality on in Mourinho, and he scored 2 goals for them. I don't know, were they lapses in our concentration in the back, or was it just their pure movement and quality that shone through?
Or their tactics.
Yeah. So, yeah, and Brentford, what happened to Brentford?
They won 1-0 against West Ham.
They won 1-0 against West Ham. Yeah, it was a London derby. It was a tight game, I believe, and they prevailed. So I think this game is going to be a really tough game, don't you think?
We need the 3 points, Dad.
We do need 3 points, but we're going to fight for those 3 points. And Brentford with Mbuemo and Wissa, they look a very strong side. But I'm buoyed by the performance that Leicester put out for 80 minutes. Hopefully they can carry that on. Now let's go and see what the predictions are. What's your prediction for this game?
I'm saying 2-1 Leicester.
2-1 Leicester. I've gone for a narrow Leicester win as well. I've got a 1-0 Leicester win.
Yeah.
And what about our four-legged friend, Mr. Schnauzer?
The Friday night kickoff is my team Leicester City versus Brentford, the Bees, at the King Power Stadium. Now Brentford, in their last game, they beat West Ham 1-0, and they are a very good side, sitting 11th in the league at the moment. And Leicester City, in their last game, played against Arsenal and lost 2-0. This is a must-win game for the Foxes, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. Come on, you Foxes!
Okay, so game number 2 is
Everton versus Manchester United.
yes, Everton versus Manchester United. Let's talk a little bit about Everton first. Now, since David Moyes has gone there, they can't stop winning. I mean, they won their last game against
Crystal Palace.
2-1, and since David Moyes has gone there, he's I really like David Moyes. He's a really, really underrated, very good manager, and he can make mediocre players, play really well. And what he does is he plays to the players' strengths, which a lot of managers will come in with their own philosophy and they'll want to play and try to put square pegs in round holes, making a player play a different way when they're not used to that way. But David Moyes will play to the players' strengths, and it works. He's doing it here at Everton.
I'm going to say before that, he's got a draw against Liverpool. That's massive for him.
Yeah, well, he hasn't lost in the last 5 games, and they're up to 30 points now. Man United, at the time of recording this, it's just finished, and they've lost 1-0 to Tottenham.
Not good for them.
It's not. They're sitting 15th in the league, and, they've lost their last 2 games. It's not looking good, is it?
No.
For a Man United side.
Is it Man United players or is it the coach?
I don't know. The coach is stuck in his own way of playing. Like I just mentioned, David Moyes is working to the strengths of the players. But Ruben Amorim, he wants his own way and he wants to play players in his own way. So I don't know if that's working or not. Well, it's not working, obviously. But what's your prediction for this one, mate?
This will be early kickoff, 12:30 kickoff.
It is a 12:30 kickoff. You're right.
I'm saying I can't see no one winning this one. I can see the draw 2-2 in Desmond.
2-2 at Desmond, right? Okay. I've gone for another David Moyes and Everton win, and I've gone for a 2-1 win for Everton. They look really what's the word? They look really strong, and they're focused, and they know what they're doing. They have a plan. So I've gone 2-1. What about our 4-legged friend, Mr. Schnauzer?
The first of the Saturday kickoffs is a biggie: Everton versus Manchester United. The resurgent Everton against the hapless Manchester United. Manchester United losing their last game to Tottenham Hotspur, and they currently sit 15th in the league, losing their last 2. Whereas Everton are resurgent under David Moyes, and I think this will be a 1-0 win for Everton at the last time at Goodison Park for Manchester United.
And game number 3 is
Arsenal versus West Ham.
London derby, Arsenal versus West Ham. This is one of the first 3 p.m. kickoffs on Saturday, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so let's talk about Arsenal first. They beat Leicester City 2-0 at the King Power Stadium.
Oh God, they played some good. They did play very good football against us.
They weren't very good. And Leicester held them back for 80 minutes. We've already mentioned this, and they brought on Mourinho, and they deployed him as an emergency striker, which paid dividends.
And then they put on Calafroni
as well, yes. But Mourinho got their 2 goals.
Like a cauliflower.
Yeah. But Mourinho got their 2 goals and got them the 3 points. But they weren't that great for 80 minutes. I don't know if that's them not being great or if that was us being solid and not, letting them through. But also, we've got to say, Arsenal do have a lot of injuries, don't they?
Yeah.
There's a lot of players out of their first team. What about West Ham?
West Ham not doing that great.
Yeah, since Graham Potter has come in, they've only won once. And looking at their forums sometimes, some fans of them are regretting letting David Moyes go. They're saying they should have kept him and shouldn't have treated him the way they did treat him.
And also,
you can't remember, he won them the Europa Conference League Cup.
Yeah, and then also they they lost 1-0 against Brentford.
In their last game, yes, that London derby, they lost 1-0 against Brentford. What's your prediction for this one, mate?
3-0 to the Gooners.
3-0.
Too strong and too good.
Yeah, I can't see West Ham getting anything from this. What have I gone? I've gone 2-0 to West Ham. I mean 2-0 to Arsenal. 2-0 to Arsenal. So that's game number 3. Wesley, what about your prediction?
Arsenal versus West Ham United. Arsenal off the back of 3 wins on the bounce and in their last game beating my team Leicester City 2-0 at the King Power Stadium. West Ham United, we just mentioned, they lost their last game to Brentford 1-0. I think this will be an emphatic 3-1 win for Arsenal.
Oh yes, we just want to thank Arsenal Fan TV star Robbie Lau. He had a quick chat with us, didn't he? Yeah, and it was a nice, pleasant chat.
Buzzing, I finally met him.
Yeah, it was nice meeting him. Thank you for taking time to speak to us, Robbie.
Good luck for this season, mate.
Game number 4 is
Bournemouth versus Wolves Wanderers.
Yes, Bournemouth versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Let's talk about Bournemouth first. Bournemouth, they sit 5th in the league.
They're not too far. Same point with Manchester City.
Yeah, they've done really well. You know, since their manager's come in, he's slowly built a side, and he's another manager who makes ordinary players play really well and improve their game.
And also, I'm gonna say, you know, Bournemouth, since we were because then before we're like them.
Yeah, well, that was a long time ago, and we've kind of lost our way. But Bournemouth, they're doing very, very well, and I think they'll have a European place at the end of the season because they're up there with the likes of Newcastle, Forest, even Man City.
And Fulham can get in there as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, Bournemouth are doing well. What about Wolverhampton Wanderers? They've had a new manager in Vitor Pereira. They sit just above the relegation zone, and they've only won once in their last 5 games. They lost their last game, didn't they, to Liverpool?
Yes, and they played very well against
They
Wolves.
did play very well. You watched that game, didn't you? Yeah, so it's one of them. What do you think's going to happen on this one?
You know, I'm going to say Bournemouth will win 3-1.
3-1. I've gone for a Bournemouth win as well. I can't see anything other than a Bournemouth win, and I've gone 2-1 to Bournemouth.
Wow.
Let's see. What about Mr. Schnauzer?
Bournemouth versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Bournemouth doing very well, sitting 5th in the league at the moment, winning their last game against Southampton 3-1. As Wolves, they've only won once in their last 5 games, same as Leicester, same as Southampton, and I think this will be another loss for Wolves. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Bournemouth. They look really good at the moment.
Okay, guys, game number 5 is
Fulham versus Crystal Palace.
Fulham versus Crystal Palace, another London derby. Right, Fulham in their last game,
They beat Nottingham Forest.
and before that they beat Newcastle. So Fulham are a very, very good side, and they sit 8th in the league at the moment. And you know they're a strong side. You never know what's going to happen with them. Their opponents, Crystal Palace,
Yes.
they were climbing up the table, but they did lose their last game.
Against Everton.
Yeah, a resurgent Everton. They lost 2-1 to Everton in their last game.
And called Meta.
Mateta. Yeah, Mateta is scoring goals for them. And they're doing very, very well. You know, they once upon a time at the beginning of the season, they were down there at the bottom of the league with us. And they've climbed out of there and are doing, you know, okay now.
I would like him at Leicester, Dad.
Dude,
Mateta.
he's not going to come to us.
You don't think?
Well, if we're going to get relegated, do you think he's going to come to us? Don't be daft.
His contract running out soon.
Yeah, but he's not going to come to us. He'll go to a top 6 side. Right. What's your prediction for this one, mate?
1-0 to Fulham.
Going 1-0.
Do you?
You know what?
1-0.
I like the sound of that. I'm going to go for that as well. I'm going to go 1-0 to the Fulham.
What about Chitanda?
No, what about Schnauzer? Mr. Schnauzer.
Fulham versus Crystal Palace, a London derby. I think these two are very similar, but Fulham are doing slightly better than Crystal Palace at the moment. They've won their last 2 on the bounce, and they won their last game against an in-form Nottingham Forest side. They won 2-1 in that game. Crystal Palace, however, they did lose their last game against Everton. I'm going to go for a Desmond on this one, a 2-2 draw. If that's what I think this match will end up.
Game number 6 is
Ipswich Town versus Tottenham Hotspur.
Ipswich Town versus Tottenham Hotspur. The Tractor Boys versus the Cockerels. Right. Ipswich Town. Now, Ipswich Town are in the bottom 3 alongside us. They've just climbed above us now on goal difference. They have 17 points. They played against Aston Villa, had a man sent off, but still managed to get a 1-1 draw.
That's massive for them.
It is massive. That point, every point counts when you're down there in the bottom.
And also Liam Delap scored. Ole, 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 ole.
Yes, and so, yeah, they are a good side. I think they're just not clicking, and yeah. So who they're playing against? Spurs. Yeah, well, okay, we talked about that, didn't we? They've just played and they've just beat Manchester United 1-0.
And Madison scores.
Madison has scored. He's come back from injury and he scored.
They got the goalkeeper is back now, and then got the strong team back now.
Well, some of it is back, not all of it is back. I don't think Van der Ven is back yet.
Van back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And
so they're getting some of their players back, not all of them.
Yeah.
They've also won their last 2 games, haven't they?
On the bounce.
Yeah. So where are they? They're 12th in the league at the moment. So what have you gone for this one?
I've gone 2-1 Tottenham Hotspur.
2-1. I've gone and sat on the fence on this one. I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I know we don't want that, but that's what I'm going for. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I'm going for what I think is going to happen in the game with no bias.
You're very interesting.
Yes. What about Mr. Schnauzer?
Ipswich Town versus Tottenham Hotspur. Ipswich Town getting a draw against Villa, only having 10 men as well. I think they did very well against the Villa. Whereas Tottenham have had 2 wins on the bounce. Have they got their mojo back? I think so. I think this will be a 2-1 win for Tottenham Hotspur.
Game number 7 is
Southampton versus Brighton.
Yes, another South Coast derby for Southampton. Now, this time they take on Brighton and Hove Albion. Southampton, in their last game, they lost
to Bournemouth 3-1.
Yeah, that was another South Coast derby. They've only won once in their last 5, same as Leicester, and still sit rock bottom of the league. Brighton had a little bit of a blip. They lost 2 games, but in their last game, they won. They won against
3-0 against Chelsea.
They did. So are they back to winning ways?
It's upsetting. They were losing 2 games and then they come back on the wins.
Yes, they have come back on those. Will they get another win in this game? What's your prediction for this, mate?
3-0 to the Albion.
3-0 to the Albion. I've gone for a Brighton and Hove Albion win as well. I've gone 2-0.
They're too strong and they're very good at tactics.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what Mr. Schnauzer's saying. Mr. Schnauzer, prediction, please.
Southampton versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Southampton look doomed, same as our team, Leicester City. I think this will be a one-sided game. Brighton doing very well. They won 3-0 against Chelsea in their last game, and I think they'll win 3-0 against Southampton in this game.
Game number 8 is
It's Aston Villa versus Chelsea.
Aston Villa versus Chelsea. Let's start with Aston Villa first. Aston Villa, they've had a bit of a dip in form, haven't they? They've in their last 5 games, they've drawn 3, won 1, and lost 1. So, in their last game, we just mentioned it against Ipswich, 10-man Ipswich Town. They could only manage a draw against them. Couldn't break them down.
And Aston Villa got a bit frustrated.
Well, yeah, they would get frustrated because, they're, where are they in the league? They're 9th in the league.
And also something else, they could be tied from the Champions League.
Yeah, that could take effect. We know how that feels when we were doing that, weren't we?
Yes.
It is tiring, Thursday or Wednesday, Saturday, that
Or Sunday.
or Sunday. It's every 3 days and it takes its toll. What about Chelsea? Chelsea, Enzo, win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1, and their last game.
That used to be like at Leicester.
Yeah, we do remember when Enzo was our manager after Christmas. He went through a bit of a dip, but he did pull it back together again. So I don't know, will he do that here as well? Because it seems to be a reoccurrence of what he did at Leicester. Right. So what's your prediction for this one, mate?
I'm gonna say you go first.
Okay, I've gone for a Desmond. I've gone for a 2-2 draw.
I'm going to call Wesley Schnauzer. I'm going for a 2-2 draw.
A 2-2 draw as well.
Yeah. No. Oh, shoot. I said 2-1.
2-1. Yeah, you said 2-1. Yeah, okay, so you're going for 2-1. I've gone for a Desmond. And Wesley Schnauzer, what about you?
Aston Villa versus Chelsea, 2 teams that are slightly out of form at the moment. Aston Villa in their last game, just mentioned it, they drew with Ipswich Town against 10 men. Chelsea, they lost their last game against Brighton 3-0. I think this will be slightly on the Villa side, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Aston Villa. By the way, I'm not a Villa fan, I'm a Leicester fan. You can see my scarf around my neck, so don't call me a Villa fan.
Game number 9 is
Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest.
yes, Newcastle United versus Nottingham Forest. Now, Newcastle United, they lost their last game, didn't they?
Yes. They lost 4-0 against Manchester City.
They did, but they lost their game before that as well, so they lost 2 on the trot, on the bounce.
Do you think they're going to miss out Europa League?
I don't know. I think they're having a minor blip there. They're 7th in the league at the moment, and they do need to improve. What about Nottingham Forest? Nottingham Forest are 3rd in the league. Heady heights for Nottingham Forest, being up there. Well done to them, but they did lose their last game
Against Fulham 2-1.
against Fulham.
They should have scored more goals. I've been watching that as well, Dad.
Yeah, well, you watch all of them, don't you? That's all you do. You just watch football, right? So I think they've just had a little bit of a blip there. I think they'll come back to winning ways. What do you think is going to be the score?
I can't see no one winning this one.
No, what are
I'm
you going to
going
go
for in 2-2 draw.
for? You're going for a 2-2 draw. I'm going to go for a Forest win here. I'm going to go 2-1 to Forest.
What about Wesley Schnauzer?
Wesley, your prediction?
Newcastle United versus Nottingham Forest, the first of the Sunday kickoffs. 2 teams that have been doing very well this season, but both teams losing their last game. Newcastle getting smashed by Man City 4-0, and they've lost 2 on the bounce now. Nottingham Forest in 3rd position. They lost their game to Fulham 2-1. I think this will be a Desmond, a 2-2 draw.
Okay, game number 10, the last game of the weekend.
Is Manchester City versus Liverpool.
Yes, Manchester City versus Liverpool.
The biggest derby.
I don't know if it's a derby. Yeah, okay, maybe you could call it that. Let's talk about Manchester City first. Now, in their last game, they won
4-0
against
Newcastle.
They did. Now, it seems like the signings that they made in the January transfer window are starting to take effect. And Mamouche getting a hat-trick, it's working. They sit fourth in the league, Manchester City.
It's Pep Guardiola done it right. Bought some players.
Well, time will tell, but so far it's looking good for them. Liverpool are top of the league. They've been top of the league for most of the season, and they won their last game 2-1 against
Wolves.
2-1 against Wolves. They haven't lost in their last 5. I think they've drawn one of them in their last 5.
And that's what I'm going to say about Salah. How many goals he scored this season? He scored 22 goals this season.
23.
23. He's on fire.
Yeah, 23. Same as your age when it was your birthday last weekend.
I got cake in my face.
Well, you headbutted the cake, didn't you? Right, let's get back to the football now. This is a big clash, isn't it?
Getting Pep Guardiola against
Ancelotti, yeah. Right. So, what's your prediction for this one?
I'm going for 3-1 to 3-1 to Liverpool.
3-1 to Liverpool. I'm going to sit on the fence on this one, and I'm going to go for a Desmond. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. What about you, Mr. Schnauzer?
The last game of the weekend is the biggie, Manchester City versus Liverpool. Both teams winning their last game. We just mentioned Man City smashing Newcastle United 4-0 and Liverpool winning at Wolves 2-1 in the last game. I think this will be a Manchester City win, and I'm going 2-1 to Manchester City, the citizens. Thank you for watching, everyone, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We got more than 50 likes on the last Premier League predictions video. Let's get 70 on this one, and don't forget to subscribe. Our new target is 7,000 subscribers.
Right then, guys, that's all our predictions for the Premier League week number 26. Hope you've enjoyed watching, and I hope you like what we're doing.
Yeah, and we'll see you on a match day vlog for Brentford at home. And
we also do a championship vlog for the championship, just in case we go back down. No, we're not going to go back down. We're going to stay up.
I'm going to keep the faith.
Stay up.
Come on, Leicester. Please, you can do it.
Okay, we'll see you on the next one, guys. And adios, amigos.
And come on, Leicester. Come on, City.